Hello and welcome to the island of Mauritius in the middle of the Indian Ocean, where for the next 5 programmes, 4 heats and a final, we'll be finding out just who lays claim to the title of the world's strongest man 1996. We have a setting of white sands and turquoise seas, all drenched in sun, and a cast of men who come from as far apart as Australia and Iceland, who all have their own strengths and weaknesses, and who have all said that this is the toughest competition so far. Now, Heat 1 is going to be especially interesting because we'll find out whether Magnússon, who's won the title for the last 2 years, last year in stunning style in the Bahamas, remains strong enough to get through to the final.
Thanks very much, Philippa. Well, we have 6 strong men who are going to contest every heat. Each one of them has to take part in 4 very demanding events, and they're designed specifically to test every aspect of power, strength, and determination. Now, the scoring system is very simple. If you win an event, you score 6 points. It's 5 points per second, and so on, all the way down to a single point for last place. And as you've already heard, it's no good just being good at one event. You have to be a great all-rounder to make it through to the final, and it's just our 2 top scorers who will do that today. The hunt for World's Strongest Man 1996 starts here. So let's meet all 6 competitors, and we're going to start with that man who's won the title 3 times before. He's the reigning champion, Magnús Magnússon of Iceland. He's won some top competitions in Europe this year, but Iceland's pride and joy will still have to be on top form to make it through this very tough heat. Nathan Jones is known as Mega Man. It's easy to see why at 6 feet 10 and 24 stones, but has he recovered from last year's arm injury? Paul Lepik, originally from Estonia, now living in Canada. This powerlifting champion is expected to put up a real fight. Lithuania's Stasys Mėčius learned a lot from last year. This former Olympic weightlifter is a real threat. Finnish competitors are always tough to beat. Ojanaho, a former bodybuilder and powerlifter, looks every inch a strongman. This Russian's nickname is Dynamite. The smallest man this year, he's got a fiery nature, so we could see some very explosive moments.
And our very first event takes place on the east coast of the island at the exotic Le Coco Beach Hotel, which normally finds people relaxing and stress-free. But not for our guys, no such luck. It's the arm-over-arm pull for them. 6 cars with a total weight of a massive 9 tons have to be pulled for 30 meters. So they're going to really have to put their backs into this one.
Now, you're defending champion, of course. Does that put any extra pressure on you?
It always does, doesn't it?
You obviously know Magnús Magnússon, but what about the rest of the guys? They're a bunch of unknowns, really, to you.
Yeah, but I've heard they're very good. I've got like a world powerlifting champion there, and Finland's strongest man. That's their national sport, so he'll be very tough.
Stasys, welcome to World's Strongest Man. What did you learn from last year that's going to help you this year?
Ну, научился я многому. В прошлом году я ничего не знал про этих соревнованиях. Виды все были разные. За этот год я много научился, веса добавил. Ну, думаю, что в этом году выступлю лучше, чем в прошлом.
Which do you think will be your best event?
My best event, I think, it will aerobic events, because my body weight is too small for this competition now.
Which is your favorite event here?
My favorite, I guess I don't have favorite. I like them all.
Is there any one event you're looking forward to most of all?
The squat in the qualifying heats, and if I make it to the final, the deadlift should be a good one, and the Hercules holds.
So our first competitor, Magnússon, is ready. The local crowd still getting used to this invasion of giants.
Get ready! Magnús. Magnús. Rivals! Take the straight! Go, come on!
World's Strongest Man 1996 is underway with an event that really puts these guys through some pain. Smooth and steady, that's the secret. Magnús making good progress. He's nearly halfway down the 30-meter course, and this is where it's going to start burning the hands and arms. Very slow progress, 9,000 kilos. Magnús beginning to struggle just a little bit. The last couple of meters are going to feel like a mile. Referee Dougie Edmonds blows his whistle. The clock stops at 56.87 seconds. The champion's defence of his title has started. And those are the mighty arms of Mega Man. His turn soon. It's not going to be as easy as that. It's Stasys Mėčius next. And the official just making sure there's no false start. Well, you heard what Vladimir had to say about body weight being important in this event. And despite the fact that Stasys is 120 kilograms body weight, that's considered lightweight by most people here. So I think he's going to find this very tough. Just coming up to halfway down the course, and look at the time. Magnússon is safe. Mėčius using his back as much as possible, but those cars are slowing all the time. He's getting plenty of encouragement. I bet he's never done anything as hard as this before. It's well over a minute, and he's gone. Oh, absolutely flat on his back. Magnússon can't relax too much, though, because Mėčius's challenge is over. But it's Nathan Jones next. The Australian, perfectly built for this event, tall and rangy, and he can't wait to get started. It really was a terrible moment for everybody last year when Nathan's arm was broken in the arm wrestling. But he's come here with tremendous determination to make up for that huge disappointment. I think we can safely say he's recovered. He's well down the course. This is a very fast time. Jones making the best possible use of his massive physique. He's going to take Magnusson's time apart. 44.06. That is unbelievable. Jones is back, and back in a big way. Now, Magnus is the reigning champion. You've absolutely destroyed his time. Is that going to give you a lot of confidence for the rest of the events?
Oh, yeah. You know, because Magnus beat me by half a second last time I competed him in this event. So now I've beaten him like something like, you know, 10, 12 seconds.
And doesn't Magnus know it? Jones is very hungry for success, and he gets deserved congratulations. How on earth do they do it, Dad? Well, it's Vladimir Turchinsky who's going to try and show us next. He's much, much smaller than Jones by nearly a foot and 25 kilograms. The Russian is at a definite disadvantage here, but he's going to give us his best shot, that's for sure. Strength contests in the former Soviet states are becoming more frequent these days, and this man is one of the most popular on the circuit. Coming up to halfway. There's about 10 meters left, and Vladimir is almost coming to a grinding halt. I'm not sure he's going to finish the course. Once the cars are stationary, that's it. Oh my goodness, he's finding it very tough indeed. I think Dougie Edmonds getting ready to blow the whistle. There it goes. His completed distance will now be measured. It's about 23 meters. The maple leaf flying high tells us that it's Paul Lepik next. Very little is known about this man in this sort of competition, but he is a world champion powerlifter. Putting his back into it right from the start. He's very powerfully built. Making steady progress down the course, and Magnus and the rest keeping an eye on things, complete with stopwatch. Well, he had a flying start, but Paul's challenge beginning to fizzle out just a little. He's still short of Turchinsky's marker, and that's a bit of a surprise. Oh, almost finished. A bit of anguish on his face. He now knows just how hard this contest is going to be. There it is. Dougie signals the end, and just one competitor left. Those two guys guaranteed some big points. Ojanaho bulging with muscles in his first ever World's Strongest Man competition. Just look at the size of those arms. It looks as though he could challenge for the top spot here.
I was told this is one of his best events.
So you nervous?
No, not really, because I'll be happy with the second place.
I bet he wouldn't. Ojanaho is going great guns here. He's certainly going to relegate Magnus down the table, but can he beat the Aussie? It's going to be very close indeed. The clock ticking by, he's outside the winning time, but it's 47.06, a great performance, and he's in second place. The champion is well beaten in the first event.
The end of event 1, and Magnus already takes a back seat to the mighty Mega Man Nathan and Jorma, the dark horse from Finland.
I would have liked to win it, but I had to go first. I had to start it, and that's always a hard position in an event like that, or a truck pull. So I'm happy I didn't end up lower.
The fact that Magnus is in third place makes it very interesting now.
Yes, yeah. He's got to make sure he gets another first place somewhere in these 4 events. Otherwise, he's going to be in trouble.
What about the next event? You're looking forward to that?
Yeah, I'm hoping to win that event because I'm pretty good at loading.
So, after testing the guys' arms, we now move to this beautiful lagoon to test their legs. If you've watched World's Strongest Man before, you'll recognise this event immediately. It's a classic, the loading race. What they have to do is take those kegs, run through the water with them, up onto the platform on the beach and dump them there. Now, each keg apparently weighs 2 of me, so there should be no problem at all there then. Magnus is notoriously good at this event, but Nathan has the height, so I reckon it's going to be an interesting competition.
Well, not just interesting, it's already been very revealing as we watch Magnus and Stasius get ready. The first pairing have already been here. Paul Lepik managed just 1 keg and Turchinsky 3. So what can these guys achieve?
Stand by.
Well, as Philip has said, Magnus is very good at this. He's won it more than once in World's Strongest Man. Last year, in fact, Stasius did well too. Now then, that's interesting. Magnusson taking it on the shoulders, well clear of the water. I think Stasius hoping it was going to float. But it's Magnus ver Magnusson who gets the advantage on the first barrel. The Icelander is such a good all-rounder in terms of power, strength and stamina, which is one of the most important factors here. Neither Paul Lepik or Turchinsky finished the course with all the barrels. That's number 2 for Magnus. Already well over 60 seconds. It's difficult to see how anybody's going to achieve all 5 within the time limit of 2 minutes. But Magnus certainly the best we've seen so far. This is number 3, slowing down just a little bit. Mėčius not as tall as Magnus. Everybody getting plenty of support from Turchinsky. Stasius is going to have to watch out, the tide's coming in. He's not very tall. Magnus certainly well in the lead, now going for the last barrel. Each one weighing 105 kilos. Up we go, onto the shoulder. Stasius a little slower than Vladimir was for 3 barrels, and that'll be significant. The clock is ticking away. Dougie Edmonds blows the whistle. Magnus just short of the platform for the last barrel. Total exhaustion from both men. But Magnus has set a tough target for the rest. Nathan now going out to join Jorma. He won't be moving as fast as that in a couple of minutes. Both men looking relaxed though. Here we go. And both of them looking quite dainty through the water. It's a little easier in some ways when you know exactly what you've got to beat. If both men can carry 5 inside 2 minutes, Magnus will finish 3rd yet again. And Jorma it is who gets away fast. Nathan just behind the Finn. The tide really is coming in quickly. Good job Nathan is knocking on for 7 feet tall. Jorma a mere 6 feet 3 inches. Oh, Nathan nearly destroyed the platform throwing that barrel onto it. Jorma very fit and agile. Over halfway now. just under a minute left. And this actually spells real problems for Magnússon. If he does finish third again, that's a lot of points to make up with just 2 events to go. Jorma is still in the lead. It looks as though he's really slowing up now. He's carried 8 Philippus so far, and that's a lot of weight. If anything, Nathan is catching up a little. Now, Ojanaho has finished 4 barrels faster than Magnus, and so has Nathan. So Magnússon definitely finishing down in third place in this event. But look at this, the Australian catching Ojanaho. Both men now on the last barrel. Can Nathan Jones catch Ojanaho? He can catch him. He is catching him. They're so close to the finish now. Ojanaho's dropped his barrel and Jones's legs have given out. There's the finish of the contest. What a marvellous contest it was. Both men exhausted. Ojanaho wins it.
So Nathan and Jorma monopolising places 1 and 2, and surprisingly Magnus is third twice in a row and finding it tough.
That was so close at the end.
Yes.
Did you see Nathan coming from behind?
I saw Nathan coming. I saw that he was a little bit behind. From the barrels, I was a bit faster in the barrel. But I thought we both were going to get all the 5 barrels. But then the war just couldn't take it.
I think you thought you were going to catch him on that last barrel, didn't you?
Yeah, but it's not the ground's not always even. I lost my footing. I thought I was going to catch him and make that time. As soon as I dropped it, I knew it was going to take a hell of a engine to get it back up again.
It already looks as though we could be down to a 3-horse race, and the pressure is certainly mounting on the defending champion, who's looking a little worried. With only 2 men to qualify for the final from this heat, Magnus looking out of sorts and a little confused in terms of how many points he needs from the remaining 2 events.
So, confrontations and calculations for Magnus. Now, just time to show you a glimpse of a part of Mauritius which changed the island's history. One gap in the reef where the Dutch luckily found an entrance to paradise and started a tradition that visitors have been carrying on ever since. Although now they don't have to navigate the treacherous reef, and the hotels have upgraded since then. Back to Lekoko Beach and the idyllic setting of the water's edge, where poolside entertainment has taken on a whole new meaning. A crowd is gathering, awe-inspired by the tortuous equipment, ready for the squat.
Well, it's been a long competition already. We're going to join it with just Paul Lepik and Magnus left in, but the big news is that Nathan has retired after just 3 lifts, assuming it's going to be enough. Now, you must have done your homework all right in terms of the points, have you?
Yeah, the points are fine. I'll be able to get, I'm very strong on the log lift, so I doubt any of these guys will beat me tomorrow.
Well, that's bad news for Magnússon. The Icelander for the time being, though, just looking for the win here. But it's Paul Lepik who's putting up the fight, and he's now going for 385 kilograms. That's a massive 850 pounds, about the same as 2 car engines. Former world powerlifting champion. He should be good at this. Oh, that's easy. Good lift. And Magnus now beginning to wake up to the fact he's in trouble. He has to produce something special here if he wants one of those 2 automatic qualifying places. That's his girlfriend Asda, always at his side and always very vocal. Oh, that's even easier than Lepik. He's not the 3-time champion for nothing. More weight on the machine, up to 410 kilograms, just over 900 pounds. And Lepik now thriving on this challenge. He must get it. A failure and you're finished, because Magnus has taken less attempts up to this weight. The Icelander is ahead. Well, the machine is shaking under the pressure, but he's got it, and Magnus has to go again. The Icelander lifted 437 kilograms last year in the Bahamas, so maybe he's even got something in reserve, but this is still a massive weight. The pressure on the shoulders is going to be agonizing. Oh, this is a very big lift indeed, and Lepik has to do it all again, and it's delight for Iceland. 425 kilograms now. If Paul fails this one, Magnus will get his first victory. But I tell you what, the Canadian has done Magnus a huge favour, putting himself between Magnusson and Ojanaho and Jones. Oh, no success this time, but certainly Paul's best performance so far, and second place.
An event full of reversal of fortune for everyone, and Magnus proving once again that he works best under pressure.
So this next event will decide the fate of those top three men, and I wonder if Nathan Jones will regret his decision to quit from the squat early.
Nathan's come in very strong. I've been a little bit unlucky 2 first events. So when you have these 4 events, it always comes a little bit down to luck also.
A change of scene now. Port Louis on the west coast is the capital of Mauritius. Before the event, time for a quick look around the market for Nathan, who towers over the locals and me, and I'm 5'6", as he tries to relax with Magnus Samuelsson, who actually broke Nathan's arm in last year's arm wrestling. It just proves that there are no hard feelings, and the guys do really support each other through the competition. Still, no one said that being strong meant you had taste. Shopping obviously isn't Nathan's strong point. And we come to Place Dam in the centre of Port Louis for a very exciting final event in Heat 1. In all her many years of standing here, Queen Victoria's probably never seen anything like this, and we're not quite sure if she approves. Either way though, event 4 in this heat is the log lift repetition. The weight, 105 kilos, in the form of a log like this. They have to take the log, lift it from the ground high above their heads until their arms are extended, and that is when the lift is counted. Then they return the log to the ground under control and keep doing it again and again and again. They've got 1:15 to complete as many repetitions as possible. Now, some of the guys have done this event before, but in previous years they didn't have to lift the log all the way from the ground, so really it's new to everybody, and they're going to have to get used to it pretty quickly if they want one of those precious 2 places in the final.
Well, to be fair to Paul Lepik, he's now just competing for pride, but it's Magnusson with him, Jones and Ojanaho, who are the guys who can make it. It all depends on the next few minutes. Mėčius and Turchinsky have already lifted with 7 and 8 repetitions, so that's the target. When Gary Taylor was defending champion, he failed to get through the heats the following year, and Iceland hopes history will not repeat itself. It's Magnus who's away the quickest, from the ground, off the legs to the chest, a big push from the arms required, and Magnusson displaying good technique and tremendous power. Paul finding it a little tough. Well, this weight, 110 kilos, equal to a big fridge freezer every time it's lifted. And they're coming up to the target set by Stasius and Vladimir. And Magnus giving the log a real bounce off his waist to help it up to the chest. Magnus clearly in the lead. Paul coming up to number 8. Oh, that looks so easy. Come on, Paul, get this extra 1, that's it. And Magnus really producing a fine performance here. Paul is going to struggle with this one, I fear. He must get the arms straight. Magnus well ahead. You've got to lock the arms out. He's got it. It's 14 for Magnusson. Ojanaho has all this pain to come. Lepik looks as though he's finished. And they're both out of time. 14 for Magnusson. That's some target for the last 2. Well, Jones said he was good at this, and he's going to need to be. Magnus, fantastic effort. 14 in total. And Nathan and Jorma to go. Is it going to be enough?
I wouldn't bet on it. As like I said before, it's really disadvantaged. Have to go in front of them again.
That's true enough, and with these 2 guys having arms the size of tree trunks, all Magnus can do is sit and sweat. This is to decide the places in the final. Oh, well, straight away, Nathan's in trouble. The referee discounting the first lift because he could not lock out that right arm. Ojanaho drives it upwards. Magnus counting every lift. Jones really is having difficulty locking out that right arm. I wonder if last year's injury is having an effect on him here. Jones is really looking off balance. And neither of them are scoring as fast as Magnus was. Jones said he was good at this event, but he's beginning to struggle already. Now, even if Ojanaho doesn't beat Magnusson's score, as long as he beats Jones, he's going to go through to the final with the Icelander. There's just one repetition between the two of them. Jones's retirement from the squat could have been a huge miscalculation of judgment, giving Ojanaho an extra points advantage. Magnusson doesn't need a calculator to work out what's happening. The Finn really has got a solid physique, hasn't he? And Jones is finished, and that means Magnus is through. Ojanaho is close to the target, but he's going to run out of time. He gets second place, but the big story is that the defending champion has made it. Oh, and Jones is not best pleased. He's on his way home.
Well, despite Nathan's predictions that no one could beat him, Magnus explodes into first place, and Jorma's steady strength gives him another second.
We have our first two qualifiers for the final. Magnus Berg Magnusson, along with Finland's new strength sensation, Jorma Ojanaho.
I'm very happy to get to the finals. I'm very happy. It's a great honor for me to be in the final.
I had a tough heat last year. I got a tough heat this year again. But I must say one thing for Nathan. He's been doing very well. He's tough, and he should deserve to be in there also, in the final. But unfortunately, there are only two guys going. So, and I'm happy to be one of them.
I'll bet you are.
Back to a much sunnier East Coast after a really good fight for those two valuable places. Magnus obviously got the fire back in his belly, and him and Jorma both go through to the final. 3 heats to go, and in Heat 2 next week, Forbes Cowan, the Scot, is actually tipped for the top in some more magnificent events. We'll hope to see you then, but now from Mauritius, goodbye.
And the next heat is tomorrow on BBC One at 12:45.
I'll be back.